You may have heard the name Billy Carson, author, researcher, and founder of Forbidden Knowledge. But behind the conferences, the books, and the interviews lies a hidden story. A story that began with a silent encounter in his own home and shattered the foundation of his personal life. What you're about to hear is not fiction. This is a true account of an alien visitation that would cost Billy Carson his marriage, his family, and nearly his sanity. And yet, it would also launch him into a path of discovery that changed his destiny forever. This is just a fragment of a much greater story. If you've heard about this before, share in the comments what stood out to you or what detail you think we may have missed. If this is your first time, prepare yourself, because some encounters don't leave physical scars. They leave questions that echo for a lifetime. You think you saw something strange in the sky, something too quiet, too big, too perfect. Billy Carson did. Years ago, long before he became a respected voice in ancient civilization studies, Billy witnessed something he couldn't explain. It hovered silently, gliding through the sky, defying every known law of human aviation. "I don't think we had the technology to build what I saw," he said. "It had to be real." He wasn't alone. Others, like Barney and Betty Hill, had already stepped forward in the 1960s. They not only claimed to be abducted, they described a star system that didn't yet appear in any known map. Years later, astronomers would confirm it, Zeta Reticuli. How did they know? How could anyone describe a star system decades before science caught up? That question stuck with Billy. But the real story, the one that changed everything, didn't happen in the sky. It happened in his home. It was 2010. Billy had just returned from a long day working on his project, Fort Terra Nova, a production featured on the History Channel. He sat down in his living room, turned on ESPN, and just like that, it all began. Lights dimmed, the TV shut off, the air changed. His first instinct? A prank. His kids often played tricks. Maybe they were hiding upstairs. But as he turned and looked around, no one was there. And when he turned back toward the room, he froze. Two beings stood silently before him, not in a dream, not in a vision. They were there, just a few feet from his face. "I was sitting, and they were at eye level," Billy recalls. "Huge eyes, but they didn't look real. Like some sort of covering. They didn't speak. They didn't blink. They didn't move. But suddenly, Billy felt something inside his skull. A vibration, a pressure. His brain was shaking violently. He tried to scream. He felt the scream inside his throat. But no sound came out. He was paralyzed. His house was full. His then wife in the next room, his daughters and sons nearby. No one saw, no one heard, no one came. Seconds later, the beings turned and floated straight through the wall. And just like that, the lights came back. The TV turned on. Everything was normal again, except Billy. In the days that followed, Billy struggled to make sense of what happened. He told his wife. She didn't believe him. His kids were afraid. His marriage began to crumble. His son told him, "I'm scared to even be around you." Billy lost his family and his peace. He made no money from telling this story, no fame, no benefit, just pain. That's why he stayed silent for a long time. But the experience wasn't done with him yet, because then came the voice. A phrase began repeating in his head day and night. Worldwide telescope, worldwide telescope. Not a whisper, not someone else's voice. It was his own voice, echoing inside his mind over and over. Until he couldn't take it anymore, he went to his computer. Back then, Google wasn't as big. He used excite.com. He typed the phrase, and what appeared changed everything again. Worldwide Telescope led him to a NASA-affiliated website. It was a massive database of space imagery, real data collected from the Mars rovers and other probes. Billy downloaded the software and began exploring. He clicked on Mars, then panoramas. A list of locations popped up. He clicked on one, Myrtle Valley, and what he saw wasn't just rock and dust. It looked familiar. Structures, ruins, shapes. One looked like a broken temple, another like a crashed aircraft. And then he saw it, Ankhs, Egyptian Ankhs, the symbol of eternal life, scattered in the Martian sand. He zoomed in, zoomed out, scanned left and right. This can't be real, he thought, but it was real. Official, public, available to anyone. That night changed him again. The visitors hadn't just come to scare him. They had pointed him toward something, a mission. As he went deeper, Billy discovered something disturbing and familiar. He wasn't alone. Millions of people had reported that similar experiences. Over 7 million cases documented worldwide, and so many stories were almost identical. Different places, different people, same visitors, same silence, same paralysis, same aftermath of trauma, disbelief, and isolation. He started meeting others, especially at conferences, who would whisper their stories to him in secret, terrified to speak publicly. That's when Billy knew he had to share his truth, if not for him, for them. Because whatever this is, it's choosing people, not at random, not by chance, with purpose. Over the years, Billy developed a theory, a hypothesis that tied it all together. Humanity is a seed colony, abandoned but not forgotten. We were planted here, meant to evolve, but someone intervened. They broke a rule, a prime directive. They gave us technology we weren't ready for, and now we're out of balance. AI, nuclear power, advanced science with no spiritual wisdom. We're toddlers with tools of the gods, and they're watching to see what we'll do next. Will we destroy ourselves, or will we evolve? Will we stay divided or rise together? Billy believes the next step is unity. When we realize that we are one, the control collapses, the illusion ends, and we enter the next age. Billy once wished it had never happened, but today he sees it as the beginning of his purpose. He left his business behind. He followed the knowledge. He built a life around the truth, because deep down he knows they chose him, not because he's special, but because he could remember, because he would search, and because he would speak. If you've made it this far, ask yourself, why him? And if it happened to you, would you run, or would you follow the path? At Alien Cases, our mission is simple: to document and share supposed real-life stories of alien abductions, close encounters, and unexplained sightings. We're not here to investigate or prove whether these stories are true or not. That's not our role. We focus on telling stories that are already publicly known, some more widely than others. But all of them are accessible and part of the broader mystery surrounding UFO phenomena. It's up to each viewer to form their own opinion and decide what they believe. Why are we saying this? Because recently, here on YouTube, we've come across some controversial videos involving Billy Carson, the same Billy Carson we featured in this episode. These videos claim that he may have used manipulation strategies to profit from his narratives about aliens and spiritual trips to Egypt. Now, once again, it's important to be clear. We are not here to judge or investigate anyone. Our job is to explore and present fascinating stories that have captured the imagination of humanity for hundreds, even thousands of years. And Billy Carson's story is no exception. It's strange, emotional, and leaves behind many unanswered questions. But now, we want to know what you think. Do you believe in Billy Carson's story? Let us know in the comments. And until the next mysterious case, stay curious.